Now, even though Gen Z is having like the least sex compared to any other generation, this is a warning to everyone to just be very careful with who you sleep with and transmute your energy into. This is gonna be one of my like more, spiritually charged videos. So I want y'all to really take this serious. All right, so look, like most of us, we human. You know what I'm saying? We get horny. We want to freak on people. It's human nature. All right, we understand that. Now, I'm really making this video because I feel like in this generation, a lot of y'all be easy as hell. Y'all be folding for anything. Y'all would fuck dirt on the ground if it had titties. No bullshit. Y'all gotta relax. I'm making this video for the just for everyone, just as like a public notice, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was like first going through puberty, like I was very eager to start getting to the getting to the beatings, and I'm not gonna lie, once I started having sex, it definitely changes the way you look at a lot of things in life, and I'm not gonna lie, it really depends on who you end up having sex with, right? Because for some people, I feel like if you find a good person and you have sex with them and you really enjoy their company and you like them or love them, whatever, then like it blossoms into something kind of beautiful. But a lot of the times with nowadays, especially with hookup culture, I think people will just be down to fuck anybody as long as they just fit enough of the requirements. And for some people, that's the bare minimum. Like I said, a lot of these people be easy. And at least for the ones that's not having sex, I don't really know what that looks like for them. But I know for the people that are having sex, some of them they just going for whatever they know. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Sometimes it's just not worth it. There's always something that comes with it. And I just want that to just be very clear throughout this video that everything comes with a price, including sex, bro. Everything has a price. And if you go into certain situations thinking like, oh, I just want to crack and then I'm just going to, do my own thing, just know there's always going to be an extra layer, bro. We're emotional beings. And also just on the fact of that, we're also spiritual beings. So whenever you having sex, whenever you spilling your seed, you always are transferring energy between each other, bro. And so even outside of like soul ties and things like that, I would just say like just be wary of who you're giving your energy to, because that shit follows with you. That shit's gonna linger with you. It doesn't just go away from one time. I mean, even outside of STDs or just having pregnancy scares or whatever, like you really got to think about it, bro. Like you're really transferring energy every time you go through with that action, and that sticks, because whether or not you and that person stay in contact or not, it still creates some form of bondage that's gonna stick with you long term. And I feel like for certain people, if you're not cautious with who you're giving your energy into, you can allow a lot of negative things to enter your life as a result. And that can include the person. That person could try and fuck up your life in several different ways, but also just whatever demons they're facing, whatever demons they hold, whether it's sexual demons or just demons in general that's within them, they're now transferring that into your life. And even if you don't think of it that way, that's exactly what's happening every time when you don't sleep. When you sleep with some fucked up individual, and some of these people be very, promiscuous and very deceiving and deceptive, and they will fuck you over terribly and use your energy and create that bond. And honestly, it kind of works like a spell in a way where some people will actually kind of use that as leverage, to use it against you. That's how I would put it. And I feel like because of the lust problem in the world, it's very hard for people to kind of decipher that or even really care. And, I'll say this, for the people that are virgins, you should really be happy. I know it's hard to want to be happy with that, but y'all should be happy, because I feel like once you end up sleeping with the wrong people or too many wrong people, you start to really second guess your own decision making. And maybe that's not for everyone. Maybe some people just don't care. They just be balls to the wall, just be, dick air all over the place. Cool. But what I will say is, when you're not cautious, you could really open doors to very negative energy and things that you really can't come back from. And these certain people, like I said, could use these things against you, and even just go ahead and continue using that same sexual energy with other people. And I don't know if I'm really making sense, but what I'm basically saying is that everything comes with a price. When you're sleeping with someone, just be cautious about who you're sleeping with. Just try and know the person before you get into anything, because a lot of that meaningless sex, or even, you know, sex that's like not very what's the word? I guess genuine. I don't know how to word it in a better way, but when I say genuine, I just mean like having a real connection. And if it lacks that, a lot of the times you'll just end up feeling like an empty vessel. You'll feel like you just transferred your energy, and you'll feel it. You'll really feel like you just gave your energy away to someone who didn't really reciprocate the same level of care, or how do I word it? I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Like, they just didn't put as much, you know, emphasis or energy or care into you as much as you did them, or vice versa. And I feel like a lot of those times it will create like an imbalance. And honestly, I feel like just more bad comes out of it than good. Like, even outside of the little 5 seconds of pleasure you gonna get when you feel me, you bust or whatever, I feel like it's just more to it, where now that you've invited this person into your life, into your temple, now it's kind of a whole extra added thing where now you've allowed yourself to be at the most vulnerable state with this person that you either hardly know or you don't really know. And I think that really says a lot about just people in general. And whenever lust culture became so popular, I feel like that was when things really just got 10 times worse. Because you got to remember, these same people that will just be balls to the wall fucking, you know, they won't even be vulnerable enough with these same people to tell them, like, you know, simple personal information, but they'll be quick to just bust open their legs and let, you know, niggas go crazy. Or, you know, same thing goes for guys, where they'll just, you know, bust it open. Bro, you get what I'm saying, bro? I'm sorry. And then, you know, that just causes a lot of unnecessary bullshit. All I'm really saying is just be very cautious about it. I know I kind of lost it at the end, but all I'm really saying is just to be cautious, be careful. Make sure you're sleeping with the right people. Make sure you know who you're sleeping with, because you don't want to end up in a bad situation with a fucked up person where you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. And whole time, this person is really like the worst person you'll ever meet. This person will really drag you through the mud, and they'll just take you there. That's really all I could say. And, you know, if you're okay with that, so be it. But I feel like if more people just need to just be more aware of these things and just be in more control of their lust, because the more people you allow into your temple, the less valuable your temple becomes.